Driven by their will for revenge and their pride, the Jaffa leader could not resist declaring war to a Goa'uld rival they thought they could easily crush. It was not endorsed by the human leaders, even if they shared the Jaffa despise of the Goa'uld. As the perpetual custodian of the galactic community, Earth now had every tool at disposal to systematically prioritize a diplomatic way to achieve their goals. This war did not turn out the way the Jaffa expected, and its bitter end was a cruel disillusion. Unexpectedly, even stripped from their Jaffa armies, the Goa'uld had gathered millions of troops willing to fight and die for their gods, and had amassed an armada of starship capable of competing with the Jaffa. The former slaves had been too arrogant, too eager, and were unprepared. More thanks to their spies, the Goa'uld were more than ready for the Jaffa strike, and within a year turned the tide of the war. They were relentlessly taking system after system, and for the Jaffa, it grievously turned into a defensive war. After years of defeats and in a dire economical situation, the Jaffa had to settle for a cruel treaty. They had no choice but to concede 4 of their systems to the Goa'uld. Malevolent and cunning, the Goa'uld demanded systems that effectively cut the Jaffa territory in 2 parts separated by a forbidden arm, weakening them in the long term. Even worse from a human point of view, as a consequence of the Jaffa imprudence, Earth and the Goa'uld now had a common border. And boasted by their recent victory, the Goa'uld instantly showed their hostility by claiming the neighboring human system. In 2013-14, new trouble arose for the humans, but this time within their own borders. The Ulym system, home to the first colony and only one hyperlane from Earth, had become home to a community of renegade and deserters unwelcomed on Earth. They had managed to regroup and establish an outpost. Human authorities had remained unaware of their presence until regular raids started on the many transport ships going back and forth between Earth and its many starbases. The issue ended on the desk of General Adrienne Locke, a hero of the Replicator War when she was commanding the Daedalus-class starship Polaris. She was well respected within the entire military for her ability to balance diplomacy and force, whatever the situation. When given the briefing about this mission, General Locke questioned how Earth intelligence forces could have missed the pirates' establishment so close to their home planet. But she also saw it as a great opportunity. Indeed, Homeworld Command had started for a few months to install the newly engineered cloaking technology on its starship, and this Raiders outpost represented the perfect opportunity to test it. As planned, they were no match for a precision strike by only a few cloaked and undetectable starships. General Adrienne Locke had ended the pirate situation as quickly as it had appeared. Born on the verdant world of Alva Prime, Ulym was once a celebrated general of the Alvani defense fleets, commanding campaigns against a relentless, predatory foe that preyed on her people. Her brilliance in strategy was celebrated, and she was known for leading from the front, never asking her troops to take risks she would not face herself. During one of the final desperate battles of the Alvane War, a temporal rift opened near her flagship. Ulym and a portion of her crew were pulled across space and time, emerging thousands of light years away and centuries forward near Earth. Rescued and debriefed by Stargate Command, Ulym initially distrusted humanity lost in a new reality where her people's fate remained unknown. Over time, however, as she lived alongside humans, she found purpose again. First as a military advisor, then as a battlefield commander during the Replicator War, where her insight proved crucial to several decisive victories. Her courage earned her deep respect among Earth's allies, including the Free Jaffa and the Asgard. After the war, Ulym turned her focus to diplomacy and governance, advocating for greater representation of alien voices in Earth's growing interstellar coalition. In 2315, she launched a new page of Earth's history by becoming the first non-human to be elected Earth Overseer. This election would have seemed impossible just a decade ago, but the growing open-minded vision of the humans coupled with her remarkable trajectory had made it possible. Under her governance, Earth entered a golden age of social development and technological improvements. Terraformation became a usual technology regularly used to expand human territory by constantly increasing the number of planets fit for colonization. Symbolically, the technology was first successful on 2 former replicator planets that were turned from dead worlds to continental ones in just a few years. Where human life used to be unwelcomed, it was now a pleasant planet of forests and rivers. In 2023, the ring world of the Cybrex was finally restored and also fit for colonization. According to archaeologists and their discoveries, the Cybrex were a machine empire that nearly purged the galaxy of organics. But in the end, they turned to redemption, dismantling their war fleets and seeking peace. The Cybrex ring world was discovered decades ago in deep space, but alloy resources had never been enough to fully commit to the project. Although operational now, it would be a great asset for Homeworld Command and the humans in general. In 2325, Ulym was easily re-elected after a productive first term, but her second term started with some repugnant news. During a briefing with a human intelligence agency, she learned that humans had started to be on sale on the galactic slave market. Slavery had been illegal on Earth for centuries, and it was an immutable law all of its territories. She immediately gave the order to buy every human found on the slave market from now on, bring them back to safety, and give them their freedom back. For human intelligence, this wrongdoing was without doubt from the Goa'uld, abducting humans to later use them or sell them as slaves. Ulym wondered how many humans remained captive behind Goa'uld borders, and took the firm decision that she had to stop these evil parasites. Using Earth's position as perpetual custodian of the galactic community, she increased the sanctions against the Goa'uld, hoping to weaken them. Her first victory happened in the elections of 2327, when the Goa'uld lost their seat at the Galactic Council, instantly turning them back into a minor diplomatic power. In 2330, all of the diplomatic negotiations with the Lucian Alliance were finally fruitful, and they declared the Goa'uld as their rivals. The Goa'uld had lost their only partner in the galaxy and were now alone and deeply weakened. The final blow happened the next year in 2331, when the Asgard declared a war on the Goa'uld, backed by all the other major powers of the galaxy. This conflict was too much to handle for the Goa'uld and would mean the beginning of the end for them. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Unfortunately, I am bearing bad news. The Stargate mod for Stellaris I'm using has been unstable because of a paradox update for the game. The mod will apparently be updating for a while, so I'm bringing this story to an end. However, I will soon be starting a new narrative playthrough on a different game, so don't forget to subscribe to the Liaran Narrative Gaming channel to watch it as soon as it is released. See ya.